Well, now, thanks for coming down today to the interview. I'm just going to ask you a few questions. That's all right.
No bother, thanks very much for having me.
So, where did you grow up and what was your childhood like?
I was a stone's throw away from you. I grew up in Glen and had a very nice childhood. I went to local primary school, then on into St Coleman's Newry.
What sports did you play as a child?
I tried to play as much sports as possible, mainly focused on Gaelic, soccer, played a bit of hurling, and in school we done a lot of handball.
And did your family and friends influence you to start playing these sports?
Yeah, so I think my mum just wanted me out of the house, so I think she sent me out of football
Uh,
as early as she could.
and who was your sporting hero when you were growing up?
I actually met him out in the foyer there, and we would have watched Mickey Linden and the likes of Dan Gordon when they were playing for Down, and I would have always aspired to be able to follow in their footsteps.
Yeah. And you said you went to the college. Did you like it and did you like the subjects?
Yeah, well, I was lucky. I had a lovely 7 years at St Coleman's. Enjoyed every day of it, and I've actually went on to be a teacher myself. So I think that speaks for itself as well.
And what subjects did you enjoy at school?
Well, I had a big focus on PE, and I done construction along with RE as well.
Very good. And what qualifications did you then take on to university?
I went on into St Mary's and done 3 years in liberal arts and a PE degree, and then done a further PGCE, and I'm now a teacher as well.
Very good. And I'm very aware that you won the Hogan and McCrory for the college. How did it feel lifting the cups?
Yeah, well, I've been very lucky so far in my sporting career that I've been captain of the Ranafast, McCrory and the Hogan. It's a great honour, I suppose, to be asked to be captain of your team, but I was just happy to play it at that level and to compete at that level, but it was brilliant in the end to be the one going up the steps and lifting it.
Yeah. And how did training, was training like, leading up to the finals? Was it high intensity and all?
It does be. With school you're kind of limited because you've got sport outside of school, but so you're training 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after school, but we had a big group of lads, a good group of lads as well.
Yeah.
So training was always very good, and the likes of Cathal Murray, who's now the Down senior manager, was our manager, so the quality of the coaching was top notch.
Yeah. And have you ever had to give up any of your social time because of sport, going out with friends and all?
Unfortunately, yeah, that's the thing that comes along with playing sport at a high level. You don't get to get all the weekends away, and you don't get to go to all the birthday parties, and you have to drive to the odd night here and there. But that's what it says. No one's got a gun to your head. If you don't want to play the sport, you don't have to.
Yeah.
And you can go over your nights out. But for me, I'm happy enough.
You have to be committed. What's been your best memory in your sporting career so far?
I would like to have a few more winning days, but probably the Ulster final last year was a highlight for me.
Yeah.
I've always aimed to play for Down and to play for Down at the highest level. So to represent them in an Ulster final was massive for me. Although it didn't go our way, I've still plenty of time left. We're hoping to right that.
Yeah. And what would you say has been your best individual achievement in your career so far?
They're few and far between, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, at the minute this year I've just been handed the Down senior captaincy, so on personal terms that would be a massive achievement for myself. It's something I've aspired to do, and I'm glad I've achieved it already.
Yeah. And how do you think Down will do this year in the championship?
Hopefully they'll win the All-Ireland.
Hopefully.
Just to go one step further than last year, you'd be looking to win you'd love to win an Ulster final, and then even to get into the Super 8s this year with the new format.
Yeah.
It means an extra game in Croke Park and a longer summer.
Yeah, and last year you played Monaghan in Croke Park. How did it feel to go out into Croke Park in front of thousands of fans?
It felt great. That's what the aim of every young lad should be, to try and get to Croke Park, and I've been lucky enough to get onto it a few times, counting league finals with Down a few years ago. But it's a great feeling to go out there with your county, and unfortunately again it didn't go our way, but hopefully this year we can turn it around again.
Yeah, and is there any match for Down that stands out in your mind as being the best so far?
Monaghan last year in the championship, I think a few pundits actually give it as the game of the year.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday evening. It's just one of them nights where everything goes right and the crowd is in close to you. It was just a brilliant atmosphere to play in, and obviously you get the win always makes it that wee bit sweeter.
Yeah, and obviously playing for Glen, does your training be much different from the training for Down?
That's what with Down, it's as close to professional as you can get.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a job on top of it, but it's 5 or 6 nights a week. Club players just can't afford to do that, and you just can't be asking boys to be out of the house 5 or 6 nights a week. But with a county setup, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot more intense, and everyone knows what they're doing, and everyone's got a different job. If 5 or 6 men looking after you.
Yeah, and when you're playing for Down, is there any like strict diet and all?
Yeah, there'd be a dietitian in, and you wouldn't want to be getting too overweight or too
The junk food and all.
yeah, handy on the junk food. No, they look after us and they tell us what to eat and they prepare meal plans and stuff for us if you want it. So
Yeah.
anything's there if you need it.
Yeah. And have you ever had any injuries that prevents you from playing sport in the past?
How long do you have? Yes, I've had 3 pins in my hand. I've had an operation on my stomach. Broken 2 arms and broke my nose 3 times, as you can see. So it comes part and parcel of the game. It's just you'll get injuries, you'll pick up injuries, and they're actually quite hard to deal with at the time when you're used to playing. You're used to playing every night, and I was out for 18 months from I was 21 till I was 23, and psychologically that's a very hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
When you're used to being in the spotlight, you're used to playing football every weekend, and all of a sudden no one's talking to you, no one's taking you to the training, and it's a hard thing to deal with, but it's part that comes to the game, and a lot of people need to learn how to deal with that as well.
Yeah, and after so many months, was it hard to get back up to fitness and all?
It is. It's a slow process, and you come back. It maybe even takes you 6 months to get up to speed because you've been out for that long. Just even to get your hand-eye coordination back and everything. Yeah. So it does. It's hard work coming back from a long-term injury.
Yeah. And would you ever consider going into management in your future?
Yes, I've actually started my coaching badges already. I've done my foundation and my level 1, the GAA, and I've done soccer and netball as well. Yeah. I think it's great to dip in and out of other sports because you can take stuff from other games, like the game of basketball transfers really well to Gaelic. Mm-hmm. So the more you know about other sports, the more you're better your coaching will be. I think it suits me being a primary school teacher as well with the coaching. Yeah. So it's something I would definitely like to pursue.
And would you want to coach any age group? Wouldn't matter?
Yes, well, I'd probably prefer to coach underage, as it's a skills development that I think that's actually lacking at the minute. Yeah. When boys get 18, 19, there's a lot of focus put on weights and a lot of all the strict programs to get there. But at a younger age, if you can get children playing football and they get their skills, their fundamental skills really high, it'll make it so much easier when they're older. Yeah.
And on the pitch, what would you say is your best position to play?
Well, at the minute down, I'm playing centre half back, so I'm assuming that's the best place to.
You enjoy playing centre half back?
I do enjoy it, yes. It's a bit more defensive than it would be with the club, but I enjoy that part of the game, and I enjoy the tactical and that side of it, so I do enjoy it.
And have you always played defender?
No, well, for Glen, because we're a bit lighter in numbers, sometimes I'm even stuck in the forwards if they're really stuck, but that's enjoyable as well.
Doesn't matter, just play wherever you're put.
Wherever I'm put, wherever I'm told.
Who's the best player you've ever played against and played with?
I'd say the best player I've ever played with, he's not long retired, is Big Dan Gordon from Loughlin Island. He's retired about 3 or 4 years ago now. He was just a specimen of a man. He's massive, quick, knew how to play football, good with both feet. And he was one of my idols growing up, so that's somebody I would like to be like eventually.
And who would you say is the best player you've played against?
Probably last year would be Peter Hart. From Tyrone. He's a brilliant footballer, great both feet, very athletic, hard to pin down. So I'd say Peter Hart definitely.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who's looking to go on and play for their county?
My advice would be just to stick at it, wherever you are at the minute. I wasn't great at underage. Don't think I've won an underage player of the year since I was 11. Wasn't always the best in my age group, but I just kept plugging along, and if you keep doing the simple things right, people do notice you. Even now, I wouldn't say I'm great at anything in particular, but I just do what I'm told when I'm there, listen to the management. If you do their job, they'll play you, and that's how I've got to where I am at the minute.
Yeah, and is there any advice your coach have given you in the past to help you be successful?
Mainly listen to them, and not to get too high when you're doing well, and not to get too low when you're going bad, because football, some weeks you're great and next week you'll turn around and you're the worst in the world. So you just have to understand that you have a thick skin at sometimes. People are going to talk about you, especially when you're playing for Down and stuff. You're rating bees in the paper the next day. If you had a bad game, the last thing you need is to read in the paper that you've had a bad game, you know yourself. You just, as you get older, you have to realise that people are going to talk and they need to sell papers, so they'll talk about things like that, and it's just to take it all with a pinch of salt, really.
Yeah, you see, saying in newspaper talking negative about you, would that affect you?
It can. At the start it would a lot, or even on the internet there's a lot of social media. It's like everyone be tweeting and or putting stuff in forums about different players, and so it's somebody's opinion, and you just have to remember that it's just one person's opinion, and it could just be the journalist's opinion, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to do, if you're putting in your effort, all you can do, there's nothing else you can do other than that.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for coming down.
Oh, well, thanks very much for having me now.